Hi everyone, this is Heather Gershinsky. This is the second Google Forms tutorial that I'm going to show you. This one is a little bit more advanced. If you are not familiar with how to create a form or view your answers in a form, you'll want to watch the first tutorial that I have, the Introduction to Forms. But this tutorial I'm going to show you how to take the results from your test and use it to number one, be graded for you so that you can get the students' percentages right away, and also how to use that to gather some information. So if I am at my screen where I have my responses, and again, in order to get to that, I can go to the form that I filled out for my sample test, as you saw me fill out in the last tutorial, and I can click here for responses and click view responses, and that's going to open my sample test responses spreadsheet that was automatically created for me. Or I can go to the drive and just search for the name of the test, sample test, and I want to click on the one that's the spreadsheet. You'll notice that the icons look very similar. The one with the two dots, like the bullet points, is the test itself or the form itself. The one with the table is the actual spreadsheet. So I'm already open to that spot on this tab. So I'm going to show you now how to use Flubaroo, which is a script within Google, to grade this for you. This works really well for multiple choice tests, but that doesn't mean that if you have a combination of multiple choice and short answer or essay that you can't have it automatically at least grade the multiple choice portion of your test. So in order to get started, I need to first go to my tools button within the spreadsheet. So again, I have the sample test responses spreadsheet open. If I go to tools and I find the script gallery, it takes a moment to load. The one you're going to be looking for is Flubaroo, Flubaroo. And here it is. And you are going to install it, and you're going to have to do this on the spreadsheet that you want it to be able to use. It's going to ask for permission. Okay, so authorization required. If you click continue, it just tells you the things that it's going to be able to access. There's no way to get around it. If you want to use this tool, you have to click accept. If you cancel, it won't let you use it. So I've accepted that. You'll see that it says it's been installed, and I can close that window. Now you'll notice that I have a Flubaroo tab that's new right after my help tab, and I can grade assignment. Okay, so it takes you through the steps, and each question can have a different number of points. Okay, for ease sake, I'm going to just leave it at 1 point, but your options are to go 1 through 5 points. Identify student, this is not something that's graded, it's just for your knowledge that it just identifies who the student is. So for example, the username, where it captures the username, that's just an identifier. And then skip grading. So each of these questions is worth different number of points. Now, this last one, if you recall, is a text question where the students had to type in 3 to 5 sentences. I do not want it to grade that. If I do ask it to grade it, it is going to look at the answer key, and if the students don't spell it word for word or spell the words all correctly the way that you have it in the answer key, it'll automatically mark it wrong. So since that's one that I'm going to need to look at myself as a human and read it and analyze it, I'm going to say skip grading on that particular one. So now all of the multiple choice and the matching ones that I had entered on the last tutorial are each worth 1 point. And again, I can change that if I want to, but I have made it so that's the case. Then if I continue, the next thing is to choose your answer key. Now, as a teacher, you are going to have to take the test yourself with all the correct answers, and then it's going to show up as a submission. So I submitted the correct answers on this particular time. So you're going to have to go in, you're going to have to look and make sure that you submitted the correct answers first, as if you are the student, go take the test. And then I choose that one. I can continue, and then it just takes a moment. Okay, and it tells you the grading is complete. It also tells you that this is creating a new worksheet, and it's called grades. The worksheet contains a grade for each submission. The grade sheet is not meant to be modified, and so on. It also tells you that very last row should show who got each question correct, but the low scoring options highlighted in orange. So if a lot of students get something wrong, it's going to be in orange. And then you will also see individual students scoring below 70% will appear in red. So I can view the grades. Now, since I'm the only one who took the test, okay, I took it once to get the answers in there for the key, and then I took it again as if I were a student, just so I could show you these results. It shows that there were 4 points possible. The average number of points is 3, and again, that would change, if your whole class takes it, it's going to show the average for your whole class. Counted submissions, of course there's only one because I'm the only one that's taken it, but of course we have a class of 25. That should say 25 by the time class is over, by the time you want to close the grading or the testing window. Number of low scoring questions, 1. So again, here it shows my name, so it shows when I took the test as a student, how many points I got. I got 3 out of 4, which is a 75%. I've submitted it once. Okay, emailed grade I'll come back to in just a moment. You'll notice that here it shows how I answered and my percentage on each of those. Now this one I got wrong on purpose. I marked it incorrectly. And because more than, I think it's 60% of the class got it wrong, which me being 100%. So if you have more students, obviously this may not appear orange, just depending how they do. But if more than 60% of your students get that question wrong, it's going to highlight it in orange, which is really nice. You can be teaching a concept in class, and just to see if they're understanding it, you can just have them do a quick 3-4 question quiz, and the results are right here. So once all the students have taken it, you're going to be able to see which questions they're not getting, and then that way you can sort of go back, reteach if needed, or pull just the kids that didn't get it and reteach them. So it's a really neat tool for doing things really quickly on the fly. You don't have to wait until the end of the week to know if they got it or until the test. You can actually see it right here if you do just little, check-in quizzes that aren't maybe graded. Anyways, then I can also see over here how my answers were. Now it says it's not graded because, like I said, it was a text question. So once I go through and I say, okay, they got 75% on the multiple choice portion of it, now I want to see how they did on the short answer. So I can go back over to student submissions, which is at the bottom. You'll notice that there are 2 tabs now at the bottom. And I can read the answer, okay, and then I can say, all right, they got it correct. And I can factor that into my grading. Obviously, you're going to have to sort of redo the percentages if you want to, but it has at least graded the portions that were multiple choice for me, so that's really neat. And then if you, like I said, go back to student submissions, you can see all the answers and how each student, which answer each student chose. And then again in the grades here, you can actually see individual ones. You can also go to let's see, form, and I can go to the live form again. This is how I can see the question. So if I think I typed something wrong, I can go there. There's lots of different options. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you was this back here. I said I would talk about this where it says emailed grade. I can actually go back up to the Flubaroo tab and email the grades. And it's going to send an email to the student to show them how they did. And I can include the answer key or not. So if I just want them to see their percentage, I wouldn't necessarily include the answer, but I would maybe do that if the test is over. So now if I go back into my email, this is what it looks like for the students. So it says my grade was 3 out of 4 points, and it shows me exactly which ones I got incorrect and the correct answer, what it should have been. And then, of course, it still shows me how I did on this final question, even though that one wasn't graded. So the students can actually get feedback right away on how they did, and they can see their grade immediately if you have it send them their grades. So again, that section is over here. And now you'll notice that it says that I emailed the grade to the student. So I know that that's already been done. That's automatically done for me. I can also view a report. And of course, this isn't going to be very amazing to see because I'm the only student who took it, but it does show kind of trending. So you could show this to your students. It does not identify any of their names or anything like that. And you can email the report to yourself and share it with your students so they can sort of see trending as far as how the whole class did on the test. So that's the basics of Flubaroo. It's very simple, a very, very handy tool. You just add it in, like I said, through the scripts under where it says Tools, Script Gallery, and then this tab pops up. Then you have 2 tabs down here where it grades it for you, and you can still see your student submissions all on the same spreadsheet. So that's very helpful as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. It's garshinskyh@portage.k12.wi.us, or you can find me in the staff directory. Thanks for watching.